Here we are at Ferry Meadows Caravan Club site with 12 VW campers. We're comparing them for Which Motorhome magazine, and they vary from £35,000 up to £57,000. What they all have in common is the VW Transporter base vehicle in its latest T5 or T5.5 facelifted guise. Let's take a look at the first one. This is the Trio style from Concept Multicar, based in Kent, but they import all the Rymo fittings from Germany, so it's got a Rymo roof and this three-seater Rymo seat, fully crash tested, and it's got three-point belts. So if you need a five-seater vehicle, this is one to look at. Finish is all very modern, kitchen unit's quite narrow to allow for that three-seater bench, but it's got a nice feel about it, and there are some nice touches like the wardrobe door that drops down rather than having to hinge out and perhaps get in the way of seats or beds. This Charisma is one of two conversions here by the VW Camper Centre. They do the marketing, but it's actually built by a company called Elite. One of the ways of keeping the cost down on these campers is to build on a second-hand van, and that's what's been done here, a 60-plate VW. But it's still got a compressor fridge, and you've actually got a separate grille. Seat's a bit high and a bit hard, and there's no swivel driver's seat. But as a more economical way into a VW camper, worth a look. Few people have been converting VWs as long as leisure drive, and this, their latest conversion on the T5, reflects those years of experience. Another plus is the price, $34,990 on the road, and that includes the 102 bhp engine. It's got this side lift roof, window area is a bit small up there, and the look's a bit traditional, so perhaps one for the older buyer. This Comet is another VW Camper Centre product, but this one built by Autosleepers. Again, sold through 3 counties and countrywide motorhomes, but completely different interior. Quite classical, traditional, maybe even old-fashioned. And the rear seat lacks any head restraints, so that's a serious consideration if you're carrying passengers. On the plus side, there's plenty of storage in this side kitchen, and these neatly integrated blinds are rather nice. Bed's a bit narrow though, as a result of the width of the seat. This Sport Lifestyle by Bev takes on a new angle. For a start, it's on the long wheelbase T5, so you've got a bit of extra space, and they've used that extra space to make this a 6-seater. These mountings in the floor are for a third row of seats, and it's a proper VW seat that goes there with seat belts, so you can fully safely carry 4 kids in the back, and there are actually isofix points on these seats, that row and this one, so you could have 4 children in car seats. The rear seat's been fully tested in the vehicle, and that's the message with this van really, safety first. Bev used their own roof too, but the furniture's built by Leisure Drive, and the conversion is sold through Salop. Rolling Homes might not be the best known name in VW campers, but they're making their mark, and not surprisingly with this rather nice wood finish using real wood for the furniture, and they claim it's lighter than the Veringer ply, the grey finish ply you see in so many VW campers. Nice finish around the back of the kitchen unit, practical, and it keeps the curtains nice and tidy too. Roof's a proven German SCA unit, and the back seat is from RIB, so that's proven too. It looks good value too. This one's just under 40 grand, plus about 2,500 for the Sport Appearance Pack, which pretties up the exterior. The names Bilboes and VW have been connected longer than pretty much anybody can remember now, and this is their entry-level product, the Combat SE. You can drive this away on a brand new base vehicle for 35 grand, so you don't have to put up with a van that might have had a rough life before it became a camper. Downside is you only get the 85 bhp engine under the bonnet, but that's probably enough for pottering around and a bit of touring around the UK. These curtains look a bit vulnerable to getting splashed, and they're by a rather tiny sink, but you've got usual 2-burner hob, compressor fridge, and we like this wide seat here, which makes an equally wide bed. You've got a third seat belt too, although this time it's only a lap belt in the middle, and you have got 3 head restraints at the back. Roof is Bilbo's own, and very light with these two windows in the side. From Bilbo's cheapest model we moved to their best seller. This is a Selects, and it's on a long wheelbase, so again you've got extra living space, and you can really see that in here. With the light coming in from the roof, it feels nice and spacious. More floor space between these swivel cab seats, 2 of them here, and the rear bench. Extra storage, extra kitchen length with a bit of worktop there beyond the 2-burner cooker and the sink. Extra grille there, and I like this feature. Very convenient for storage for your Porta Potti. Some VWs require you to keep the loo in the back or somewhere inconvenient. That's really a practical touch. Now here's a Scottish interpretation of the VW camper, the Gerba Cromartie. Like the Bilbo's, it's on a long wheelbase, and you've got that neat second table for the cab there. Again, lots of extra space, this time with a rear hinged roof from Rymo. Loads of worktop here and lots of light coming in from these big side windows. The kitchen has this integral cooker and sink unit, which is quite neat. 3 burners on the hob, so that's a bit of a plus against some VW campers. But look at this back seat. Looks nice and comfy with the shape, 3 integral head restraints which adjust, but I'm not short and my feet are dangling. This is the latest Danbury Surf, and if there was an award for the most improved VW camper, this might just take it. Look at these blinds integrated there, and you've got the sort of cooker that you might expect in a big coach-built motorhome with an oven and grill. Over here, there's a microwave, and you're wondering perhaps where the fridge is. Well, that hides, perhaps rather unnecessarily, behind this sliding door. But the sliding door above is more useful because that provides lots of extra worktop. You could even use that as a little coffee table if you were sitting in that swiveled front seat. So there's some quite nice ideas in this VW. We like the non-slip flooring as well. The downside is, with all this equipment, where's your storage? You could think of this as the Rolls-Royce of VW campers, and at £57,000 you might be somewhat surprised by the price. You can buy a California cheaper than that, but this is VW's own camper. All the others here start life as a van and are converted in the UK into a camper, albeit mostly with factory fitted windows and so on these days. This one comes from Germany, from Volkswagen, as you see it here. Downside is that the sliding doors on the German side, the continental side, so if you're taking kids on the school run you might be letting them out into the middle of the road. But look at the good points. This lovely aluminium furniture that looks like wood, has a nice glass lid that rises on a gas strut. The top loading fridge is neatly concealed behind another glass door. these cupboard doors, nice and neat sliding units. This seat too slides backwards and forwards, and it reclines for a bit of extra comfort. You can go on and on about the nice features. The control panel above the rear view mirror does all the controls for the heating and the fridge and so on. Beautifully integrated. The roof goes up electrically, and you've got the best roof bed you'll ever find in a pop-top camper. So you really can sleep upstairs as two adults. Downside, as I said, is the price, but you can buy them cheaper. This one's got the 180 bhp bi-turbo engine and the automatic gearbox. Last but by no means least of our dozen VW campers is this birch haver from Hillside. Proven interior layout with the RIB seat at the back with its adjustable head restraints and a single swivel seat in the front. On the outside it's got all the bling with this rather fancy yellow paint and the big wheels, but under the bonnet just an 84 bhp engine, so that's the level to which you can personalise your VW camper from these specialist converters. Side kitchen looks quite traditional until you spot this feature here. Useful shelves for all your little jars and condiments, that sort of thing. And hidden away, your compressor fridge at the bottom and this SMEV grill. Grill's quite an unusual feature in some campers. Underneath the back seat, like the Bilbos, we've got sensible porta potty storage, so your toilet's not hidden away in somewhere inconvenient. But up here we'd much rather see this as a cupboard rather than shelves with things that might fly up and hit you on the back of the head.